Yeah, so Noah and I just got back from Montreal. We were shooting basically a huge package for a client, a corporate client. Very cool week in Montreal. It's about 6 hours for us to get there, so we chat a lot on the drive. And we were chatting about natural light and when we use it, when we don't, how much better we've got at utilizing natural light. Because a lot of the shooting we're doing, it's time sensitive. We don't have a lot of time, a lot of tourism stuff, governmental work, in the documentaries we do. We don't have huge budgets. We are grateful this past doc called Voices that we had a budget to work with. So in that case, we got to rent an Airbnb and spend time setting up shots more so than on other docs. So I just want to kind of give my advice on using natural light when it works for interviews. I want to show you when it didn't for us and when it did. And, why that's important, because if you've been in this, run and gun, documentary, videographer, whatever type space for a while, like Noah and I running our production company, you're going to need to get good at utilizing natural light as best as you can and as quickly as you can to make your jobs more efficient. And, when using natural light, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, like I said, but sometimes you're going to walk into a space, you're going to think you got 2 hours because that's what the producer or the marketing department told you had with the CEO. And then you get a call and it's like, you got 15 minutes to make this work. And you're like, that's not enough time. And they're also like, and he wants to do it outside. And you're like, what? You got to roll with it. You're getting paid to deliver. And in that case, which has happened, you got to make the best, and you got to know where the light is. You got to know you're going to backlight him. You're going to put him in the shade. You don't want it overexposed. What kind of nag do you have with you? Can you use the sun as your key and just diffuse it? These are all things that will be very helpful. Maybe you can't bring lights outside because there's no battery source and you didn't prepare for that. So, these scenarios happen a lot. And when you're in the run and gun documentary space, I just want you to be prepared for it. So, there's always a scenario with my wife and I. We have 3 kids, you can probably tell from the kid stuff in the background. But we bring everything with us when we're doing long trips or going out for the day. We pack the stroller, we pack the bags, we pack the diapers, we pack it all. But that doesn't mean we use it all. And that's one thing with filmmaking. You should bring as much as you possibly can with you. That does not mean you're going to use it all, nor should you have to take it all out. And that's been something that's been hard for me to wrap my head around. It's like, no, it's in the truck. Let's grab it. Let's use it. But in this last doc we did just recently, we finished, was called The Good Farm. And in The Good Farm, we actually shot the entire thing. It was over 4 years of filming, here and there over the 4 years. And we finished the last shoot, was the key interview. And we realized we hadn't used a single light the entire doc. Not one light for an interview or anything. Again, this is a farming doc, so a lot of it was outside in barns, and we just utilized the position of Mitch, the person we're interviewing, our key character, and we just shaped the light as best we could, knocking light down, creating shadows, creating depth with where he was positioned, interest. We didn't want to take him out of his natural positions because, you want to leave in documentary filmmaking, you want your subject to be as in their natural environment as much as possible. So for that doc, on the last shoot, we walked into the location we were doing the main interview and realized there was massive windows, but no deck, nothing we could put the lights outside to blast light in. And the reason that was a bit disappointing is because I had this reference image in my mind from, I think it was Chef's Table, Pizza Guy, the interview there where they just blasted light through the windows of the restaurant. It looked so good in that interview. Just simple though. I wanted to match that, and I quickly realized we couldn't, and there wasn't enough room. There wasn't a ton of room to set up lighting to utilize the table that we wanted and the depth that we wanted. So we made a decision there that it was overcast outside. There was diffusion naturally in the blinds of the windows, and we had enough diffusion to bring with us that we could use the window as the key source, and we did that. And I don't know, let me know what you think, but I think it turned out pretty good. Now for the B cam here, I couldn't position that like I wanted to. I wanted to show both eyes, I always do, but I had to do that kind of really sidey angle for that just because of the exposure problems. But that was one negative, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. and using natural light in that doc interview, I think turned out okay. There's been times where it doesn't. We shot this doc called A Better Tent City, and we had a day to shoot the entire thing with like 6 interviews, different locations. It was in a homeless encampment, the key part of the doc. I wish I would have shot a couple of these interviews different, but the one that I'm going to focus on is with Jeff. And we had this big window, and I exposed him as best I could, but I should have bounced some light, brought up the room up a bit, and not relied on natural light, to be honest with you, because it didn't work in this case. But I mean, it looked okay. The film went to a festival, got us a bunch of other work as well. So I mean, it's not terrible, but yeah, that's a case where I would have done it a bit different. So when you're in this video production run and gun doc space, you're gonna have to get good at using natural light quickly. We do a lot of tourism stuff, a lot of stuff with cities and municipalities and counties here in Canada, and we're constantly under the gun for time. So we had to get really good at using natural light, and we've really created depth and shadows and stuff in our shoots. Because we have an eye for it, when we walk into the room, we know where we want to go with the shot. And that's a key piece of advice I have for you, is to really refine your eye to find those pockets of contrast, those pockets of light and dark, and just use those to your benefit, man, because you can make it look beautiful. Hopefully this is helpful. If you don't already, subscribe to the channel. Like this, that helps Noah and I out. And catch you on the next one.